Welcome to the Freedom CEO podcast. It's about becoming the chief decision maker over your life in order to step into a life of freedom. From business, health, wealth, charity, and giving back to just doing life on your own terms. I am your host, Shay Imbidiata. I am an award-winning activist, change maker, and a multifaceted impact entrepreneur with over a decade of experience in business, philanthropy, and health and wellness. In this space, I'm going to be bringing you insights, not just from me, but from incredible thought leaders around the globe to help you start making decisions towards living a life of freedom so you can live a life you love. Are you ready, guys? Because we are going all in. This morning, I found myself saying, thank goodness I didn't give up my workout for that interview. And what I mean by that is, thank goodness I didn't trade a priority of mine in order to say yes to an interview. This morning, I had an interview scheduled earlier than I normally would have agreed to because this person is super busy. We booked over a month out and they were only able to give me a 30-minute slot. So I agreed to the interview time, even though it was earlier than what I would normally say yes to, because it would cut into my morning routine, which I'm going to start sharing more on the podcast of how my mornings are guarded, what my morning routine looks like. It's a question I get very often as to what goes into my time, into my routine. But for today, what you need to know is that my mornings are guarded. It's a time for me where I really show up for myself in order for me to be able to show up for the rest of the world. And so anything that helps me to show up in gratitude, show up peacefully, show up excited, getting my body moving, blood flowing, feeling strong. I do all of this in the morning and I don't say yes to anything else until that is done. And then I can say yes to the rest of the world. Whether it's for clients, family, friends, even just leisure things that I enjoy to do. Until these fundamentals for me are done in the morning, I don't do anything else. So I agreed to this interview that would be earlier than I normally would and would cut into my time. So rather than skip out on anything that's important to me, I decided I was going to wake up earlier, which I did. But my morning was taking longer to get through my routine than it normally does. That's part of just being human and having things come up. And in my routine flow, my workout is at the end, which meant I was cutting my workout very close into my interview time in order to get properly refreshed and ready. And so this was the honest dilemma that I was having. And maybe this might sound a little silly to you, but this was the real dilemma I was having. I either skip my workout and look good on camera, or I get my workout done and show up sweaty, but still feeling good because I didn't skip out on me, something that is a priority for myself and also makes me feel good. So I was like, Shay, just show up as you are, your authentic self. I'm still in my workout clothes. If you are watching this, you can see my shirt. For those of you tuning in, listening, it literally says life is better when you sweat. And I really believe that. And this tells you I went and got my workout done. Well, maybe that doesn't tell you that. Maybe you could be like, she's just chilling in her workout clothes. But I didn't. I made the decision. I was going to go work out and then show up for the interview as fresh as I could get. And however that looked, it was going to be fine. But I went to go get it done. And it's in moments like this that I remind myself that when we honor the boundaries we've created for ourselves, and maybe you're listening right now going, I actually don't even have any of these boundaries. First steps is to create boundaries, number one. But once you have these in place and you make yourself a priority, this is really where we start to feel freedom in our own lives, because you feel that you're in control. You're doing the things that you want to do that make you feel good. And you don't feel that you're kind of like imprisoned to a schedule or to somebody else. So I went and decided I'm going to do my workout. And guess what? When I did my workout, the time comes on the hour. I'm waiting, and he didn't show up. My interview did not show up. And it was in this moment that I was sitting here at the microphone, so upset that he didn't show up, and I traded my workout. I missed my workout in order to have the interview that he didn't even show up at. And really, when I think about it, and I extend this to you, who are you really upset at? The person who didn't show up and value my time? Sure, absolutely. There is a whole conversation around that. And you teach people how to treat you. You get in life what you tolerate. People absolutely need to value your time. But here's a little side secret. They will only value your time as much as you value your time. And you really do. You teach people how to treat you. In this circumstance, that wasn't relevant because I actually don't know this person. And we were meeting for the first time on our interview. And so something could have come up. He's an extremely busy, successful individual. I follow him online. He seems really kind-hearted. He seems like he respects his own time. So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that something came up, hopefully nothing bad, like he got into an accident, God forbid, knock on wood. But as life would have it, things happen and things come up. And so really in that moment, rather than me being upset that he didn't show up, I wasn't upset. I was like, I just kind of got a bit of time back. And as I was thinking about that, I was so happy that I got my workout in. And I wasn't upset at myself because I traded a priority of mine for doing something else. And so I decided, I was like, I need to come on. I'm going to use this time to speak to you. I want to come and hang out and share a real life scenario that was going on with myself. And it was a really big reminder for all of us around learning the value of your time, to respect your time, to be creating these boundaries so that you are not trading your priorities for somebody else. Now, let me share with you why, for me, the mornings matter. Some people, and I love using working out because a lot of us can relate to that. And different people will say they get their workouts done. Sometimes are midday, some are in the evening. People like to sometimes do theirs in the evening or in the middle of the day to like rejuvenate their energy, release stress maybe in the day, stress that they've taken on, and shake that all off. And those are great. That's great. But I'm going to share with you kind of 3 reasons why I prefer the morning for myself. Number 1, with working out, it gets my blood and my energy flowing, right? This helps to kickstart my metabolism. It helps to curate the tone that I want for the day. So bringing in a high level of energy. I leave my workout feeling strong, refreshed, energized. I'm like ready to go. And it also makes me feel sexy. It makes me feel good about myself, which brings in confidence on how I'm going to show up for the rest of the day. And not just in working out, I do my gratitude practice, I do my prayers, I read in the morning, but all of this combined, why I love it, it sets my tone for the day. And it just puts me in a really strong position that I've invested in myself first before I'm showing up for everybody else. The number 2 reason that I love the mornings is life can be super unpredictable, right? Who can agree with me on that? You will often hear me say, you cannot control what happens in your day, but you can control how you start your day and how you end your day. basically the bookends. And if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a realtor like myself, you know that at any given moment in your day, you can get a phone call and things can be completely turned upside down. Your whole afternoon, your whole evening can be taken from you. If you are in real estate, an offer can come in and all of a sudden what you had scheduled at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, maybe you had a dinner that evening, you were going to do your workout. That's no longer possible. You are stopping for that offer to deal with. And maybe if you're an entrepreneur, maybe it's another issue or client problem that you need to take care of, or not even just a problem, something good. Maybe you get a phone call and it all of a sudden requires your immediate attention and time for the person you're servicing. Maybe it's a child related issue or concern that comes up that your kids need you, an after school activity. You can fill in the blank, but we all know that we get these calls and all of a sudden the day we had planned is no longer going to be that day. And for me, things like my workout, if I don't get to do that because of situations around work, I get annoyed, I get upset, and it actually starts bringing in resentment into my own work, into my business, and towards my clients at times, which is really unfair to everyone. And truthfully, I'm to be grateful for the work that is coming into my life. And so rather than have this mixed emotions and this frustration, I love doing things in the morning because it ensures that I get everything I want to do for Shay, everything I want to do for me gets done, including my workout with no excuses. You really have no reasons for that. That might require you to wake up earlier in the morning. That's a whole other conversation. But even just adding an extra 30 minutes to your morning can radically change your entire day, all of your weeks, becoming into a whole new, really like a way of living. Even I think about people who start their mornings super frantic, like the alarm goes off, maybe they're hitting snooze, but they're getting out of bed and it's rush go time. That is the worst way to start your day. And if you were just to give yourself a little more wiggle room of 15 minutes or 30 minutes of waking up, you would have such a completely different experience in your day. So I would encourage you to look at the things that are important to you that you want to be doing in your life from a routine standpoint, a personal development standpoint, moving your body standpoint, and look at scheduling it in the morning. The third reason why I love the mornings is because then it's just done. And you have the whole day now ahead of you to literally do as you want. If you get a call in the afternoon from a friend or your partner or a colleague that says, hey, do you want to go for coffee after work? Or hey, do you want to go have a drink? You're not going, oh, I need to go work out. No, things that are priorities that you're wanting to do for your own self-evolvement, those should excite you. It shouldn't feel like it is a chore. And so I love doing it. Like, again, I said in the morning, because then when I get those calls, I'm not like, oh, I have to make this decision between working out because this is what I want for myself versus going and meeting up with somebody to be social, enjoy community. And those are different types of gifts in life. So do it in the morning, get it done. It's out of the way. And so I want to ask you right now in your life, where do you have intentional time set aside for yourself to pour into yourself daily? Not relaxation of going to the spa, but pouring into yourself from an investment standpoint. How are you changing your mindset? How are you changing your health? How are you growing? How are you challenging yourself? Where is this intentional time that you are creating for you? And we all can make the time. If it's a priority, we make it happen. If not, we make an excuse. So I encourage you to think about where your mind is at on these type of routines, these type of self-development importances that we should be doing. And like anything else in life, you need to schedule in this time. Put it into your calendar. And it's not a time block. Oftentimes I hear people saying, I'll just time block it. And that really feels negotiable. It feels like you're holding space until something else happens. And if you're in business, you would never do this with a client. Or, even if you just had an appointment for yourself, that maybe you had a doctor's appointment, whatever it is, you would not just time block space for a client or for an appointment. It goes into your calendar and you're going to show up. You're committed to that. And so your personal development needs to be in your calendar and treat it like you would a client or an appointment. You're committed to it. You're not trading it off. You're not canceling it for something else. You show up for that. My friend, I can tell you that this is not just the best, but the most important ROI you will ever make is investing in yourself. ROI simply means return on your investment. Your biggest return, the best return you will see is by investing in yourself. It allows you to show up in all your areas of your life better, smarter, stronger. You get new ideas, creativity, your energy. You must fill your cup first. And people sometimes, I hear a lot people saying, oh, that's selfish to think of you first. And it's not. It is beyond even just self-care. I go back to this investment. It's not selfish to invest in yourself. We invest in so many other things through our time and our energy. And yet, oftentimes, we neglect our number one client is us. It's you. You are your most important client first. It's no different than how many times have maybe you heard this, you get onto a plane and they go through the safety protocols that in the unforeseen event that you need to put on the oxygen mask. What do they tell you to do? Put it on the person beside you first? No, they tell you to put the mask on yourself first before helping your child or somebody else. And this is no different. You need to invest in yourself first. Before you are investing in other people, you need to fill up your cup first so that you can overflow that to other people. So think about that. How are you showing up for yourself in a day? I encourage you to put it into your calendar and stop trading your priorities for other things in life. And if you have questions about that or you want to share what you are doing, I am obsessed with learning about evolvement in routines and what other people are doing. You can always drop that in the comments. I will absolutely read them. You can leave that in your review. I would love, love, love to hear what you are doing as a part of your routine, your personal development routine. And can't wait to hear about it. Thanks for tuning into the Freedom CEO podcast. If you got value out of today's show, I would love for you to leave a review as it will help my show reach other people as well. You know what to do. Download this episode, click the like and subscribe button. If you feel like spreading more love, hop over to Instagram and share today's show in your stories. Remember to tag Shane Vidiata and the Freedom CEO. My DMs are always open, so drop me a line. I'd love to connect. Until next time, keep owning your decisions to live a life of freedom. Live a life you love.